Yo, good YouTube, if y'all don't know me, I'm 5. Guys, I know Black Friday is over. Cyber Monday is over. If you couldn't get nothing, well, that's on you because either way, it doesn't matter. They're scamming people. But I was just talking about this the other day with one of my friends. I feel like recently, Black Friday has changed than how it used to be. I remember like when I was little, my parents would be there, like actually like rush into the mall and stuff just to get like, I don't even know. It would be like some boots or something at like 12 at night as soon as they hit Black Friday. Now, like, nobody really gives a fuck. So, the dark reality of Black Friday, or the Black Friday era, because I think that's just
Black Friday, an apocalyptic day where the average man will beat another man for the chance of a
that's how it used to
like
be
the
back
first month
then.
of Extra Tug over at extratug.com for only $1. That's right, full access to the Extra Tug. Damn it, I died, and I can't.
I assume wake up about that, and also, why are you here? How did you die?
Well, I guess you could say
That's pretty.
know that, but it was a Black Friday sale, and everyone was getting a little antsy.
Okay, yeah, all right.
And I was, in the spirit of Jesus, I was crushed while trying to run away with a 65-inch flat screen TV for $200.
I see, my child. And
Right.
what compelled you to lose your life for a Vizio?
It was the temptation of the 50% off Black Friday deal, sir. I don't think that was worth dying for. I think we can both agree.
But my son, you see, you were deceived. The TV prices were jacked up right before it went on sale so they could promise a bigger discount.
What? No, Father, no!
Yes, and for the sin of lusting after Black Friday,
That's
I
another
must
thing
now...
too. Like, it's like, bro, people don't like understand. They do got a lot of like good deals in certain places. Like, and like, me and my friends went to Faveletics, and they had great deals there. But like, other than that, most of the places don't really have like. They just up the prices, and you really think, oh, this jacket used to be $200, and it's at $80 now. Oh no, the jacket was at $115, but nobody was buying that shit at $115. So now it's at
send you to
$80,
hell.
and you would
Honestly,
definitely buy it.
You were never gonna make it to heaven. I've seen all that Extra Tug stuff, and it's kind of lame. And also,
It's a
you're a
simple
little
jacket.
pussy dork.
Okay. I feel like that was a sales pitch, but then you called me a dork at the end, so I don't know if I should thank you. Black Friday. Did you guys like that skit? I feel bad for Chris because he's gonna have to edit the out of that, and I feel like it's gonna be really hard and honestly look really bad, even though it's not his fault. For many Americans, Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year. Chestnuts are roasting on an open fire, while some freak named Jack Frost nips at your nose. But we all know the actual reason for the holiday: spending. That cold hard cash. That cold hard
Cena, what's up, bro?
cash. That's
Welcome
right.
back.
The lining of baby Jesus's manger is not hay; it is cold hard Benjamins. Gallup estimates that the average American will spend $1,000 on Christmas gifts this year. I don't know what kind of American that is. I'm not spending $1,000. You guys, I don't love my family that much. And the signaling of the beginning of this annual shopping spree is always the day after Thanksgiving.
If you got
also
kids, you
known
have
as
to do
Black
that.
Friday. If this idea of co-opting a religious holiday in order to just do a bunch of consumerism sounds up, well, you're not wrong. And that's not even the worst part of this disturbing Christmas tradition. Tuglets, get ready for a deep dive past discounts and extended shopping hours to discover the darker side of Black Friday. One that has a body count. People have died.
You have died for Black Friday shopping? I don't know, that's such a horrible way. Like, there's so many ways to go out, but dying because of a TV was on 50% off. Like, come on, gang. Like, are we dead ass? Like, nah, but I cannot be talking. 'Cause I remember, like, I was like 8 years old, bro. My grandma told me that if I helped her get like these, like, so we went to the store, right? And it was like on Tuesdays they'll have this sale where like all the vegetables will be like 50% off, right? It was like 50 or 40% off. And my grandma told me like right before, like, she was trolling, of course, but like, I'm a freaking 8-year-old kid. I don't know if she's trolling or not. She's like, yo, people take this very seriously, so you better go out there and fight for those vegetables. So I literally went and fought for those vegetables. I kid you not, this one lady, she grabbed a bag of onions. I took them shits off her hands and pushed her. Okay, that was the end of that. It kind of ended right there, but it was like so funny because my grandma, she stopped looking at me for 1 second, and I did that. When she comes over, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." Like, he doesn't know, and then the lady's looking at me like I'm a fucking the worst person in the world. Saying, "What the fuck does this little kid just do?" Nah, it's just it's actually kind of fucking crazy, like how deep people are willing to go for like 50% discounts. Just came back from a bunch of whiny fucking brats. Who was whining? They were mad at my mister. I came in. Holy shit, do people need to stop being bland?
to get
they were mad
a
about
Ninja Blendy or whatever the hell they're
what
called.
song?
But first, let's do an ad!
I am an overall anxious human being. Everything that might scare you definitely scares
Yo,
me.
definitely,
And that
guys,
amount of daily
do
stress
not
would make
drink
any
a
little rat
milkshake
brain
right
like
before
mine
streaming.
want
Oh
to
my God, I'm
self-destruct.
cramping.
Which is why I'm a big fan of a little company called 5.
Oh shit, this is actually an extra ad.
Turbo always and we'll get these free if it's beautiful, it's fantastic, it's to a stranger's.
Stop taking meeting notes.
Bro.
And, like, click up AI Note Taker. Do
I'll
it
get
for you.
back-to-back
It allows you to
ads.
Focus on your meetings, not your notes.
Black in front of a word is usually not a good sign. You have blackouts, blackmail, black eyed peas. They had that one song where they had to rename it Let's Get It Started, but we all know how that actually started. The term Black Friday was initially used to describe the US gold market crash in 1869. You guys want a little bit of
What?
history? You thought we're just gonna talk about people dying for flat screens? No, we're gonna learn a little something today, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna take it like a good little girl. Boy, sorry.
I'm gonna watch this video because I want to watch this video. I want to watch this video. Okay?
That got weird. The late 19th century in America was an era of powerful industrialists known as
Yeah, where
robber
did Black
barons,
Friday
who
come
often
from?
exploited natural resources and politicians to amass great wealth. This was in the past, though. These people don't exist anymore, robber barons. We should start calling these f***ers robber barons. That would be perfect. Although this was a little different, because this was back when government intervention in business was extremely minimal and regulations were practically unheard of.
Bro, why is it that in all cartoons, like people, like all these people always have some huge noses? Like, is that something like? Where does that come from? Why do they all like their noses always like this big, bro? And all those old cartoons I used to see.
So it
it's
was
always the
pretty
same
easy
thing.
for railroad developer Jay Gould and stockbroker Jim Fisk to buy as much gold
I'm
as
gonna look at
possible
after.
while convincing the government not to release any to the public. This drove up the price of gold
Let's
for these
get
robber
restarted
barons
here,
while they
what?
were able to sell it back to the public
The
for
fuck?
inflated rates. But when President Grant found out about their scheme, ooh, old conniving President Grant, oh, if it wasn't for you, Grant, he ordered the US Treasury to sell a large amount of gold, increasing the supply and accidentally causing a crash that left many investors and businesses to lose entire fortunes. Now, while the crash hurt the economy big time, Gould and Fisk, Gould or Gold, I don't know. Gold and Fisk got out without any consequences, pretty much. So even though its origins didn't involve good deals on home entertainment systems, the first Black Friday already had a bad economic stank for the average American. But by the end of the 19th century, post-Thanksgiving shopping became big business. Chris, put those words big on the screen. Big business! Thank you. Many department stores sponsored Thanksgiving parades, and as part of the festivities, would open their doors to shoppers at the end of the festivities. This was a marketing tool that started as an unofficial beginning to the holiday shopping spree. But in 1939, I don't know if you guys are history buffs or not, but there was a little snafu. Thanksgiving had always been celebrated on the last Thursday of every November, but the No Nut Month actually had 5 Thursdays in 1939. So no, this isn't about World War II. I thought it was going to be. I thought it had something to do with Hitler. It doesn't. When did World War II end? Chris, put that on the screen. The nation retailers, fresh off the heels of the Great Depression, were concerned that it wouldn't be enough time for shopping, which is all the holidays really are about. And given the dire situation that the nation's economy had been in for the prior decade, the National Retail Dry Goods Association propositioned President Franklin Delano Roosevelt to change the date. In that August, FDR said,
I ain't gonna lie, I did. For the first time ever, I did. Like, not because I wanted, well, yes, because I wanted to. But kind of, it was like more like I started that in October, so I did October too. But yeah, bro. No, bro, it's December. I passed.
Thanksgiving's a week
We made
earlier.
it through.
We gotta get shopping, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Buy that
Last
turkey a
time
little bit
was
earlier,
October
because we're
4th.
changing a national holiday
Or
so
October
you can spend more money. And everyone
something.
loved it. Everyone loved the
First
fact
week
that
of
the government
October.
could just change a holiday date for no reason besides shopping. Oh wait, they hated it. There was an uproar and everyone was pissed. Republicans immediately dubbed the new Thanksgiving date Franksgiving, which I think we should still call it that, and just down 1 billion hot dogs. Turkey. Political opponents of FDR actually said that
fuck?
FDR acted like Hitler by doing this, so I wasn't wrong. Hitler was gonna show up. God I knew it.
damn
I
it,
could
Raz.
smell him. Which, this was also crazy to say, because
God
keep in
damn
mind,
it.
Hitler was still very much alive at this point, and a New Hampshire senator suggested that moving Thanksgiving was so crazy, FDR might as well just cancel winter. So, overall, we got some big feelings about this day full of turkey. We got some big feelings about them potatoes and
Might
mash.
as well
This
cancel
issue literally
winter, bro. Because that's a season. You can't just say fuck it, yo, no winter this year. Like, so what do we do when it snows? Look away? Like, Those are doors?
Feelings about this day full of turkey. We got some big feelings about them potatoes and mash. This issue literally divided the country. That year, 23 states celebrated Turkey Day early, 22 celebrated on the 5th Thursday, and Colorado, Mississippi, and Texas celebrated both. Bunch of fat asses you are, Colorado, Mississippi, and Texas. You need them Hawaiian rolls 2 days out of the year. You're ridiculous. The issue actually persisted through 1941, with Thanksgiving splitting the country apart and serving as a pretty accurate metaphor for the awkward arguments families share over Thanksgiving dinner. Finally, in December 1941, Congress passed a law officially making Thanksgiving the 4th Thursday of November. Overall, the moral of the story is Congress can fix everything. God bless Congress. They're so good at their job.
Wait, so no matter what, even if Thanksgiving is on, okay, even if November has 5 Thursdays, we're still celebrating on the 4th, no matter what.
Weekend served as a kickoff for Christmas shopping for nearly a century. The term Black Friday wasn't actually used to describe it until the 1950s. And we have our friendly folks over in Philadelphia to thank for this one. What a garbage city. If you don't know, Philly, which calls itself the city of brotherly love, is full of asshole penis people who suck so much. Case in point, in 1968, Santa Claus came out on the field during a football game and everyone booed him, and they probably threw batteries at him or something. And why did they do this? Well, because their team was winning. And it sounds crazy, but the Eagles were so bad that year that they could have secured themselves the #1 draft pick, who at the time was O.J. Simpson. Just so much fun we're having with history today. But instead, the team started...
O.J. Simpson played... Actually, I don't watch football, guys. I don't know.
Winning, which meant they lost the opportunity to draft OJ, and they decided to take it out on Santa. Anyway, that's just a little taste of holiday spirits in Philadelphia. OJ Simpson and throwing beer bottles at Santa. So it makes sense that cops in the city started referring to the day after Thanksgiving as Black Friday as a way to describe their awful working conditions. Philly's finest were already peeved that they were forced to work instead of spending time with their families, and to top it off, the shift was an absolute struggle. Between the holiday shopping and the slurry of people dropping into the city to watch the annual Army-Navy football game, it was just literally the worst type of people showing up. Not to mention that shoplifting and petty theft skyrocketed due to chaotic conditions. Black Friday soon took on a life of its own with local slang, and by the 1960s, several shops used it to promote their sales. However, the negative connotations didn't sit well with the business community at large in Philly, and they tried to change the name to Big Friday. Black Friday, that's a little sad. We'll call it Big Friday. And everyone in Philly said, your mother. We're calling it Black Friday, and also I'm gonna break a window. Sorry, business daddies. The
okay, black people have something.
This is you. That's a...
Damn.
I didn't write that. I don't know who wrote that. Jimmy must have written. That's a sad little sentence. And so Black Friday, as we know it, was born. Thank you, Philly. Thank you, Santa. Thank you, Hitler. By the time the ball dropped on the 80s, the term Black Friday had successfully spread from Philly to the entire United States. To make the name seem less gloomy, retailers spun the narrative, insisting black stood for profits, which isn't entirely wrong. In business, if you're in the black, you're in profits, and if you're in the red, you're in the negative. So, kinda, it's lame, but it works. The Black and Black Friday was rebranded to mark the point when a store's profit turned positive for the year. Not only did this rebrand totally ignore the Black Friday's history as part of cops being bitches, it isn't even accurate to say that most stores operate at a loss until Christmas. But does the truth really matter here? You can get 10 toasters for a nickel. Get in there. Plus, at this point of the year, we're talking about virgin births and flying reindeer and roasting chestnuts. No one has ever roasted a chestnut in their life. It's all made up at this point, so why not lie? What's another little white lie on the pile? Especially when that pile is making people extremely filthy f***ing rich. The 1980s saw a massive rise in consumerism. During the decade, over 16,000 shopping centers were built, and the crown jewel of all the consumerism was the shopping mall. There were approximately 2,500 malls in America during the Reagan years. And it made sense. As Americans left the city for green lawns of the suburbs, malls became the late 20th century version of the town center. It's like we're building a new capitalism-forward vision for the country. That worked out. I'm so glad we did that. In the mid-70s, 33% of U.S. retail sales occurred in malls or shopping centers. A decade later, the number had grown to 52%. Concentrating the bulk of commerce into one centrally located center made one-stop shopping for holidays a breeze. And as a result, big event days like Black Friday made it very seductive to get shoppers into a building with thousands of stores to shop in, and it's not even 1,000. It's like 10. Why did I lie? This also led to stores waging retail wars with sales to stand out from one another. You're gonna go to Brookstone to get yourself a backwoods? Hey, come to Yankee Candle. Get a candle for $3.
Now,
you don't need
I
a
never had
bag.
eggnog
20 candles.
before.
Come here. Malls were the temple of materialism in the 80s, but the congregation was made up of yuppies. Yuppie is a term that stands for young, professional, upwardly mobile baby boomers. Yuppies are just young people with a bunch of money in their pocket, and they were baby boomers. They suck overall. These young baby boomers had lost their hippie ethos after living through the recession, inflation.
Wait, is this brother What the fuck is this outfit? He's wearing pants, right? Those are pants, right?
and high unemployment of the 1970s, and came out the other side ready for the promise of prosperity that the free market and Reaganomics promised. This era gave birth to people like Donald Trump and TV shows like The Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous. Poor people love looking at rich people. Excess was celebrated, and luxury purchases were an important status symbol. The attitude was so prevalent that Newsweek named 1984 the year of the yuppie. Aspirational purchases became common as credit was passed out like candy. In fact, credit card debt doubled in 1980 to 1985, and then doubled again from 1985 to 1990. And I think it's very important that even nowadays, if you see someone living a luxurious lifestyle on the internet or even in your neighborhood, you're like, how is Tom affording that boat and BMW? They're putting it on their credit card. And they're going to have to pay off debt for the rest of their lives. Genuinely. Do not try and keep up with these people. They're just indebting themselves. We're all broke.
Yeah.
They're lying. I want to put that
it's all
on
credit
you
at the
guys.
end
I
of the
realized
day.
that way too late in life. These people are just in enormous amounts of debt. Speaking of debt, many of these credit purchases revolved around one of Black Friday's most popular sale items, electronics. Between 1980 and 1989, sales of electronic products increased over $150 billion. And it makes sense. It's 1989, baby. Get yourself a personal computer. Type on that bitch. I don't care. Get yourself a television, a stereo system, video game consoles. It's all good, baby. And Black Friday electronic sales is a trend that still happens to this day. Surveys suggest that approximately 75% of all in-store Black Friday shoppers plan to buy electronics. And one of the most common electronics to get a discount during this time is the flat screen TV. It's what I died for in that earlier sketch. Actually, it's kind of redundant to say flat screen TV. I'm guessing
I don't get might need to get a like next Black Friday. I think I might just go in there for low-key stream at Walmart trying to fight for a TV. Okay, that's in the works.
TV that's still around isn't for sale because it's probably haunted by the ghost of rape.
I never been a
Black
Cardinal,
Friday
mate.
TV
This
sales
might
are
be
so
the
common that the mentality is in America.
You know, I promise you, bro, you don't gotta do this like on live and like you know, and like say thank you stuff. Like, bro, I got you, bro. Like, I don't do this for the views or or anything. I do it for the love of the game and I just love my supporters, you know.
That you should not buy TV until it's Black
anytime,
Friday,
bro. Whenever
it's stupid to
if
do
it
so
goes bad or
otherwise.
it
Retailers
breaks,
report
just
that
hit me
the
up,
average
bro.
discount
Got
on a TV during Black Friday will be 23%. But if everyone is offering such steep discounts, how does a retailer stand out in the crowd? It's not like they're gonna slash their own bottom lines, right? Of course not. Instead, they'll just slash the quality of life and well-being of their employees. I'm talking about a phenomenon called Black Friday creep, which is part of Christmas creep, the idea that retailers start holiday-themed sales well before the traditional season starts. Massive retailers like Amazon and Walmart offer an entire Black Friday week for some items. Best Buy starts its Black Friday sales a week before Thanksgiving, and Target starts its early Black Friday sale at the beginning of November. The race to the starting line of Christmas shopping got so bad in the early 2000s that employees were getting pissed because you had to work on Thanksgiving. In 2009, Kmart became the first major retailer to start its holiday sale on Thanksgiving, opening their doors at 8 p.m. for early Black Friday shopping, which, just so we're clear, was only 4 hours away from their normal opening hours, which was midnight. So why the f*** are you doing this? But not to be outdone, by 2013, shops like Target, Toys R Us, Walmart, Sears, and Macy's started opening up.
Toys R Us, bro. Why did they go bankrupt, bro? I thought they were tough. Like, Toys R Us was actually like
on Thanksgiving
right
too.
there.
But in an
I would love
insane
going
bit
there with
of
my mom.
marketing, instead of calling it Thanksgiving, retailers tried to rebrand it as Gary Thursday. Who the f*** is Gary? And imagine being a retail worker. It's like, don't worry, you're not going to go
Gary
see your family
Thursday?
on Thanksgiving. No, today you're going to be working
That's
Gary
the
Thursday.
worst
That sound
name.
good to you? Gary Thursday was met with widespread opposition from workers, and the pandemic Christmas season effectively put an end to it. But that hasn't stopped the overall Black Friday creep. Online
what the answer
shopping
to
has
that,
enabled
bro?
retailers to offer digital deals early without the hassle of in-store displays or staff.
It was
Not
red.
only does this
That's all I
benefit
remember.
companies by pushing sales with less overhead, but it also alleviates the sheer number of shoppers in their brick-and-mortar shops on Black Friday. And this was a welcome change from the Y2K era of Black Friday, which became overcrowded and, in general, extremely dangerous. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the part of the script where I talk about people dying, so grab your popcorn and your true crime headset and let's get into it. Also, I'm wearing a hat now. Don't mention
Who
it,
the
my hair was
fuck
pissing
died
me
over
off. Between
Black
2006 and 2021, at least 17 deaths and more than 100 injuries were tied to Black
17
Friday shopping.
deaths?
For many, the most wonderful time of the year turns bloody in the name of good sales. good shopping. Which makes me wonder, what limited edition release or outstanding discount would be worth getting harmed? Well, let's find out, shall we? It's time to play a little game I like to call Deal or Die. Brought to you by the good people at ExtraTug.com, who are telling me that ExtraTug is only $1 for your first month this Black Friday when you use $1 for the first month. The rules are simple. I'm going to show you a deal, and we're going to decide just how far someone would be willing to go to obtain that deal. What deadly extremes await? Let's find out. In 2011, Walmart offered a 4 gigabyte, which is crazy, Xbox 360 Connect bundle for $199.96 plus a $50 gift card. Keep in mind,
What? A $50 gift card? To play, like, buy shit for your game?
that this bundle was sold for anywhere between $250 and $300 at the time. Not only that, but the gift card really sweetened the bundle. That's free money, baby. You could walk out of there with a brand new console and a copy of Halo 3 for basically nothing. So what up would you be willing to do to play Connectimals for the first time? Survey says a woman in LA unleashed pepper spray on an entire Walmart to keep people.
Bro. Oh my God. I'm like, you know what? Yes, this is the type of shit that will get you killed. Because, bro, I would hunt this woman to the end of my days, like, if that pepper spray hit my
away from the
face.
console. Luckily, only 20 people were hurt, most with only minor injuries related to fleeing the scene of the maniacal discount shopper.
Bro,
but there's a catch.
like,
The woman
it's
claims she
never
only
that
used pepper
deep.
spray to protect her own self and children from other maniacal shoppers. So there's just layers of insanity here. We have adults ripping Xboxes out of the arms of children, which also makes me wonder if these kids are picking their own gifts. The 2000s were a nightmare. But the moral of the story is, do not arm mothers during the Christmas season. Everyone's going crazy, mothers most of which, because they gotta put gifts under the tree, and they'll do anything to do that. All right, our next deal to die for comes to us courtesy of the great nation of Canada. We all know that they're supposed to be nicer in the Great White North, so I'm assuming this is going to be mild at best. But this story is about sneakerheads, so the niceness of Canadians mixed with the assholeness of sneakerheads probably balances out a pretty good bunch. In 2016, the Adidas store in Vancouver hosted a Black Friday drop of Bape sneaker collab called
God, bro, Babes Adidas was. I gotta get rich, gang. I just gotta have this shoe just to look at it for like a week or two. Maybe I probably won't wear it, but I just need to have it in my closet. Like that. Yo, 2016, I want so bad.
If you're not familiar with
and the
Sneaker
human
World
races
or Bape in 2016, this was a huge deal. Mainly
Yeah,
because resellers scoop up all of the shoes and sell them on the secondary market for an insane
Especially
markup. So if
NMDs.
you wanted these cool ass kicks without spending an extra
NMDs
hundreds
were
of
the
dollars
future.
On the secondhand market, your best bet was waiting in line and being willing to pay retail. So how wild would hypebeasts go to wear something that you literally step in dog shit with? Well, let's find out. Survey says over 300 people showed up for the drop, and the store had no security to oversee the crowd. One customer, who was apparently drunk, became agitated and started throwing punches at others in line. At one point, he decided, like most aggro drunk guys do, to take off his shirt and challenge onlookers to fisticuffs. Eventually, he took his belt off and started swinging it around, using it as a whip to hit others in the crowd. Eventually, the cops were called to disperse the crowd and apprehended the shirtless and beltless Canadian sneakerhead. So congratulations, brother. You did a weird, aggressive strip tease. You have to pay 500% markup for your dumbass shoes, and you're gonna spend the night of Christmas in jail. You. But okay, America, we're not gonna let Canada one-up us on crazy-ass consumerism, are we? Our next prize is a deep discount on a Samsung 50-inch Plasma HD TV. First of all, Samsung, best kind of TV you can buy to this day. So I understand the what's the word I'm looking for? Hysteria. In 2008, Walmart's Black Friday sale offered this puppy at $798. For context, plasma screen TVs were top of the line back then, and this model regularly retailed at over $1,000 more than Walmart's sales price. So this was legitimately a great deal, and it had Walmart shoppers champing at the bit. And did you know it's champing at the bit and not chomping at the bit? That's something you learn a little too late in your life. Since 38% of Black Friday shoppers say they're in the market for a TV, a deal like the Samsung 50-incher doesn't last long. So how much plasma are you willing to lose to get this much plasma in your life? This deal brought out residents of Valley Stream, New York in droves. Over 2,000 people waited in line for Walmart's Black Friday to begin, and when a store employee started to open the doors, the impatient crowd surged forward, breaking through the metal barrier and trampling the employee to death. Instead of trying to help him, thousands of customers piled into the store, crawling over one another and...
He got stumped to death over a flat screen. Yo, oh my, that is, bro. I didn't think I can even like fathom like that. Like just the thought of that is kind of crazy. You would tell your kids and your wife like, "Hey, I'm just gonna work today. Like, I know you guys want me to work today, but I'm just gonna work today, make some money. It's just gonna be a calm shift. People are gonna be wild, but it's okay." He is. Like that. People just thumping to death.
the
because they want a
employee. When
TV.
security and other Walmart workers tried to clear the store because, it was basically the scene of a murder, customers actually complained. The store did close for a few hours, but then opened back up again once they got the dead body out of there.
Are we ready for this party?
Guests are on their way, and
the
food and
fuck,
drinks were just
what?
delivered.
But I don't know, that's a good deal on TV. I can't talk. So that's f***ing crazy. Someone actually died, an employee nonetheless. So now it's time for our final round
That
of
sucks.
Deal or Die. And surprise, surprise, this takes place at another Walmart in Reno, Nevada in
Can the family
2016.
not sue
Now, the
them?
thing you have to understand is there were over 61 million in-store Black Friday shoppers that year. And there are only so many spaces in a Black Friday parking lot. The spaces at this Walmart were hard to come by, and the cars people drive are gigantic. So this altercation wasn't over a flat screen or, like I said, one of those dumb Ninja
shit.
products. It was over a parking spot. I mean, to keep in mind, there was an actual deal going on. Walmart had a killer
Hoverboard.
deal on the DJI Phantom 3 drone. This puppy was marked down from $499 to $369, so that's wild savings. So what would you do for a parking
baby.
spot to get into a store that had a drone off for 26%? This one seems like it wasn't worth it. A driver was accidentally cut off in a parking lot, so he got out of his vehicle and attacked the other driver with a metal rod. The driver, who was getting his face smashed in, grabbed a gun from his car and fired through the window, killing the attacker. The shooter, fled the scene and claimed he feared for his life, and I don't blame him. So just to be clear, if you're ever in Reno, Nevada, just know that the Walmart parking lots there are ruled by Wild Wild West law. Just start shooting if you don't get a parking spot.
Yeah,
But you know what the worst part of Deal or Die is? It's usually not worth the deal nowadays.
What
With
the
its dark
fuck?
roots in labor exploitation, aspirational consumerism, and
Oh, bro,
violence, many
parking
Black Friday
spot?
sales aren't even valued. All too often, stores
Well,
jack
then
up the price of an
369
item right
is
before
crazy,
the holiday
bro.
just so they can offer a bigger discount on it without actually losing money. Last year, the $20 before the holiday just so they can offer even value. All too often, stores jack up the price of an item right before the holiday just so they can offer a bigger discount on it without actually losing money. Last year, the $20 Amazon stick was raised by $20 the day before Black Friday and then sold at a 50% discount. How are we falling for this shit? And some Black Friday sales aren't actually discounts, they're either pre-existing sales rebranded or they're just listed as sales for the hell of it. A study found that approximately 41 of Black Friday items offer no real savings compared to their usual prices. Imagine getting whipped in the face with a belt, hit with a metal pipe, or shot in the chest just because you're trying to buy a drone for a regular retail price. That's the kind of behavior that will never get you into heaven. I know. I did a skit about it. But whether it's online or in store on Gray Thursday, Black...
I never been to Black Friday on the day of, whenever it happens. I'll probably slide the next day or something. But bro, I don't even think
Friday or Cyber Monday.
Bro, I don't like, if I find myself fighting with somebody over things, just bro.
I'm not gonna go on some spiel about the true meaning of Christmas. I want
Have it,
gifts.
bro.
I
Have
like
it.
candy.
You
and if
got
I
it.
don't have good enough gifts under the Christmas tree,
Get
I
the
act
drone
like
for
that little bitch in
$369.
Harry Potter. 45? Is it 45 or 40? I don't remember the number he says, but he's being a dick. What's his name? Trevor? No. I don't know, whatever. I just want you to know that every gift
Who
you
the hell is
unwrap
Trevor?
during the season of giving was paid by the blood of the proletariat and ghosts of Black Friday past. Let me know what discounts you've seen in the past where you'd go wild, wild west in a Reno parking lot in order to obtain that sweet, sweet deal. Because let's face it, everybody has a price. New videos every Saturday and some...
Bro, I thought that Black Friday came from the Pilgrims or something. Was that Thanksgiving? I don't know. Hope you guys like and subscribe. I'll see you guys.